Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again, and we got War of the Worlds here. The movie I only saw once. Yeah, I saw it originally when it came out. I liked it. I think I liked it at the time. I was okay with it. It never really left that much of an impact on me. But I remember right after it, everybody was complaining, and I was like, why? It wasn't that bad. But then again, I never went and watched it again. And I remember him speaking about this before. I remember a subscriber actually brought this up, or reminded me of this, is that he had actually mentioned that he would never do War of the Worlds with the original or the remake because he thought neither one of them were worthy of an old versus new or something like that. I remember him saying that, and I was perplexed by that. But I kind of understood because by then I was older and I was like, yeah, that movie's not that great. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's changed his perception about it. I doubt it, but crazier things have happened on this show. So instead of just talking about it, why don't we just get into it? And remember, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And let's do this thing, y'all.
Well, I'm the nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. In 1953, War of the Worlds came out. The H.G. Wells story terrified audiences and is often seen as a classic. So, of course, years later, they had to remake it. I mean, good God, what is wrong with people? Can't they leave something that's perfectly fine alone? Maybe a remake's not that bad. Now, make no mistake, I do like the 53 version. But it's not like it's a film that doesn't lend itself to other interpretations. Hell, the film has been remade several times.
What?
So when Spielberg took his shot at it in 2005, it didn't sound like a bad idea. So after we were bombarded with tons of advertisements, big name stars, and expensive special effects, the audience reaction was clear. That ending sucked.
I remember too that the reason why I became cynical to this movie was because that guy who eventually played Goku in Dragon Ball Evolution was in it. And I was like, oh no.
Despite critics and audiences being rather indifferent to the film, the one thing I heard from just about everybody was, that ending sucked. But look, almost two decades later,
why.
Is there more to it than just a disappointing conclusion? No. Not a ton more, but enough to fill about a 20-minute review. For all its problems, you can tell a lot of time and effort went into it, so I think it deserves a little bit more credit than, well,
Yeah,
so let's take a closer look. This is the fantasy of existing War of the Worlds. The film opens with a narration by, it's the early 2000s. Literally, your first guess will be right.
Men went to and fro about the globe, confident of our empire over this world.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to hand over my godly duties, punishing the world to teach just one guy a lesson.
I need you back in 4 instead of 12. I got half a career coming. No.
We're introduced to Ray, played by Tom Cruise, a crane operator.
Okay. That's good.
In Jersey City, who I guess is supposed to be an average guy, and I think we can all agree on this, Tom Cruise is not an average guy.
No, he's not.
For better or worse, you hire this dude to be someone that's not normal. He's intense and stands out. So spies, lawyers, adrenaline junkies, that makes sense for him to play. Hell, my favorite role of his is Rain Man, and even then, he's basically a kidnapper. So while I can't say at all this is a bad performance, he's not laughably distracting, it does feel a touch phony because I don't think he knows how to just act normal. Every line in the opening scene feels like it's supposed to be followed by an you know what I mean, where they specifically create a moment where you're supposed to go
You know what your problem is?
I can think of a couple of women be happy to tell you. There he is. Get a hug, confusing handshake, kick in the teeth.
I guess he is trying to do the tough Jersey guy a little bit, and I guess that's alright. I just feel like there's actors that could play both the everyman and an interesting hero a lot better.
Yeah, Bruce Willis would have been great.
Ray has to look after his kids. Rachel, played by Dakota Fanning, and Robbie, played by Justin Chatwin, while his ex-wife Mary and her not Ray, named Tim, take a trip.
Yeah. Even though Justin Chatwin... I mean, there's a reason why they didn't keep him in Shameless for very long. I bet you he'd say, I had other career prospects. No! You had anime-destroying dreams to ruin.
She said she could get
Just
it.
get it in
Just,
the
it's got
door.
rollers. Just roll it.
Yeah.
You excited for your move to San Francisco?
Hey.
Ray and Mary, played by Miranda Otto, for the little time that they have,
Lord of the Rings.
convincing as a couple that fallen out of love, but you do believe used to love each other. Which is refreshing from other movie divorce couples who are constructed entirely out of sitcom quips.
Yeah.
You think?
Tell your mom that Ray sends his love and kisses.
We're also in Steven's phase of shooting everything like you just opened your eyes in the morning and the sun is bleeding through your eyelids.
Robbie's got a paper due Monday, which he's yet to begin.
I don't want a Spielberg movie today! This clip doesn't feel awkward now.
The Ukraine, a country of some 52 million people, is in almost total blackness tonight.
Clearly aliens! Ray doesn't connect well with the kids, though, particularly Robbie.
Just do your report. Let's send you to
Wow.
school. Flunk out.
You don't pay for it, Tim does.
Oh, wow.
Tim to pay for that. To be fair, Robbie is kind of a dick in this, and Rachel is once again giving that weird Fred Savage adult speak that everyone gave Dakota Fanning at the time.
Not how you're gonna get through to him.
She never grew out of it.
If you want him to listen to you,
What are you? Your mother or mine?
Well, that's obviously diving into your Freudian background. Tell me more about your relationship with...
Got a splinter.
It's gonna get infected.
No, it won't. When it's ready,
Child
our body will
therapist.
just push it out.
Metaphor for a later scene.
Metaphor for a later scene.
This is the guy who wrote I Hunch, isn't it?
And Way of Water.
Oh.
When he discovers Robbie took the car, he goes looking for him, but he finds something else.
Here we are, Pismo Beach and all the clams we can eat.
So unlike Jurassic Park, where the big threat comes in at about the hour mark, this movie brings in the big threat at about 20 minutes.
That's why I kind of respected it.
Which is fine, but I really had time to get to like these people in Jurassic Park, so I'm really afraid for them. I know these people, I guess, but I don't really like them.
Fair enough.
I guess I don't dislike them either, but I don't think that's enough. It does admittedly feel a little early to go this route. With that said, when the alien ships do show up, they're pretty damn intimidating.
Yeah, that was scary.
The original design of the H.G. Well crafts honestly aren't the scariest, but they do a good job with how massive and menacing they look and move. When these things just start zapping people into dust, it's surprisingly disturbing. Like, how many times have we seen aliens zap people with ray guns? We're beyond desensitized. But they wanted to make this Saving Private Martian. It is impressively intense. Go figure, the guy who invented the blockbuster with Jaws knows how to do grand-scale panic and chaos.
Because Jaws is the greatest movie ever made. Fight me on that. It's my favorite movie of all time. Ugh.
Don't run. We are your friends.
Funny.
Hey, honey, let me just shower the neighbors off of me.
Oh, way.
60 seconds.
Whose car is this? Whose car is this?
It's a Jersey mine.
You were absolutely right. That's exact. I had to change the song.
I kind of love how this guy doesn't notice all the death and destruction around him and is like, come on, I got a car to fix. Did he really miss all this going on just to walk away?
They busted my chops here. I got a shop to run. You know how many people's called? Get out of the truck. I'm not kidding you.
What the hell are aliens gonna do that Jersey hasn't done to me already?
Oh, well, there you go.
What the hell is going on? You saw we're under attack. Who is attacking us?
For all the flashy CG effects in this movie, my favorite is probably just this long shot.
It is a good shot.
This must have been a pain in the ass to shoot and used a ton of effects because there's no other way you could get a shot like this. You can tell a little bit with some of the keying, but I think most people watching wouldn't even think of it. It's impressive without necessarily showing off.
Wow.
Mom!
Well, they're her problem now.
She's just not here, okay?
Mary and Tim are apparently on their way to Boston to visit her mother, so they make do.
Blackjack.
I'm allergic to peanut butter. I'm not hungry.
I'm not hungry either.
This is when the window says, I'm also allergic to peanut butter.
You know on the Weather Channel when there's a tornado and they tell you to go down to the basement for safety? It's like that.
There's gonna be tornadoes?
Kid, you just saw a city blow up. Tornadoes would be an upgrade.
I know, right?
But those wacky aliens are up to no good again.
That would feel normal.
I never heard that before!
Don't worry, we have wooden doors. That kind of science is way too advanced for alien life. The next morning, they take a look at the damage. All right, Mercury Theater, you're taking this hoax just a little too far. In all seriousness, this is a really cool set and a really cool way to show it.
Yeah, oh, look at the Taurus.
Alex Spielberg, despite pioneering or at the very least popularizing CG effects, still at times realizes the importance of mixing effects. If CG doesn't hold up years later, at the very least the stuff that was actually there will. Wow, so that's what happens when you don't use airplane mode.
Once the tripods start to move, no more news comes out of that area.
A news crew shows the aliens are beaming down using the lightning to activate the ships that were put there years ago.
Keep watching the lightning. That is them.
Well, did you hear anybody say Shazam? Maybe it was just another sequel bombing.
You keep your eyes only on me, understand? You're gonna want to look around, but you're not going to.
I like how he tells Rachel to keep eyes on him and don't look around because it would scare her. And then when he gets to the car, he tells her to close her eyes, which he could have just told her before.
I want you to close your eyes, okay? Okay. Got them closed?
Even if somehow she didn't see the destruction literally all around her by just looking at Ray, she would probably ask,
Hey, why is there a fall breeze in the living room and why is the fireplace so loud?
But thankfully she was saved from all that grisly imagery.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see? Maybe violent movies and video games would have prepared her for stuff like this. Robbie sees the army going by and begs to join them.
Let me on! Let me on! Give me a hand! You have room!
He's just excitable because he thinks they're taking out the producers of this instead of aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
You never gave a shit before! You never gave a shit!
This is Robbie's character now. He wants to join the army to stick it to his dad, and it's really annoying.
Yeah.
None of it feels believable, and I especially love this weird edit where Rachel just randomly inserts herself into the argument.
Only have to care about yourself, which is exactly the way you like it.
Robbie! They didn't get to a reaction during any of that, like while they were arguing or anything. They're just shouting at one another, and suddenly the movie's like, and she's upset too!
Somebody please think of the children!
They don't.
Pose. Could you get any more cartoonish? I hate my dad. Can you believe he won't send me to military school? I don't know. Maybe if he wanted to join the army before like Paul Dano and Little Miss Sunshine, but had some sort of reason why he couldn't, I could be on board a little bit more. But instead, he treats it like all my friends are Independence Daying. Seeing how they have one of the few working cars, though, they become a little too popular.
Oh boy.
This must be the first time anyone's ever gone, ooh, a 1993 Plymouth Voyager. Sweet. That was fun. Who's for pie? It's okay. I hear the speed holes make the car go faster.
Jesus.
Make their way on foot towards a ferry that hopefully will take them someplace safe. I do like how straight up commonly they treat an image that would usually cause a lot of distress. Well, that's gonna have an interesting final stop. Anyway, I spy with my little eyes something beginning with ah!
Aliens?
Ah!
A lot of aliens?
And they have Hans Zimmer's car horn! Again, the panic is pretty well done, making you wonder what you would do if you were in a similar situation. I myself would convert. The ferry is tipped over, but Ray and the family get away, just in time for Robbie to once again say, I want to play Army, Dad!
I want to be here.
I know you want to fight.
I need to see this.
I know it seems like you have to, but you don't.
Please,
you don't.
And get this, Ray has to let him go because Rachel is being attacked not by aliens, but by overly cautious onlookers.
Sweetie, you gotta come with us, please.
My dad's getting my brother. I have to stay here.
You can't stay here.
Why is this so hard to grasp? My dad is over there. Please don't kidnap me. But we need to focus on the message that I guess in theory is fine, but in practice makes no sense.
I need to be here. I want to see this. Skip your sister. Please let me go. You need to let me go.
Let me abandon Rachel now the way you've always abandoned her. Yeah, how does this add up? The whole film they hammer in how he was never there for them, so now the idea is you really should have been there even less. How you gonna learn to let go if you barely even reached out? This would be like the message to Finding Nemo if it was applied to the father from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Because he is
That's
such
a
an
good
awful parent,
point.
though, he lets him go, thinking he got blown up while Ray saves
Stupid.
Rachel. I'll tell your mom you finished your report. What was it on? Illegal immigration? That's funny. Over him! They stumble into the basement of a local named Harlan, played by Tim Robbins. Who, I'm sorry, as soon as I saw this shot, I'm like, okay, we're not gonna see a character, we're gonna see a performance.
Peach schnapps.
How did you know what I was called in my college days?
They defeated the greatest power in the world in a couple days. Walked right over us.
I always
These are
hated
only the
this.
first. They'll keep coming.
That's why we gotta stop the steal. Look, I gotta go. But there's aliens out there.
I know.
They killed a few of these things in Osaka. That's what I heard. You telling me the Japanese can figure it out, but we can't?
That other guy toting rifle cliches that are, okay, probably authentic, but make for really boring movie folk.
I have a daughter. Why did you bring us here?
To fight them together, right?
I figure the girl can run with, what, 20 grenades until she turns into fireworks? The aliens send down a dentist lamp to do the world's slowest and, frankly, very ineffective search of the house.
Yeah.
Look down, you dumbass! We finally
The
get a good look
raptors
at our
from-
aliens to reveal. They look like every boring alien you've seen in everything else. Okay, I know I made fun of the ones from the 53 version, but I do remember them. They look like an anal gland swallowed a game of Simon. It's silly, but it's unique. There's something I can say about them. What the hell can I say about these guys?
They look like the Independence Day
Remember the aliens
aliens
from Independence Day?
Yep.
Mix that in a bowl with the vomit CG of Crystal Skull, and you got this ugly piss. Harlan and Ray fight over whether or not to fight, and the aliens leave to use the humans as Kool-Aid fertilizer. It's not well explained.
Bad.
Spray us! Oh my God, fertilizer! Put us out all of the goddamn red wheat!
Burpee bone meal is people! How do you repay a man for letting you hide out in his house?
So
You kill him.
close your eyes. Hush your mountain.
It's weird to think the movie that Lullaby is from technically has creepier imagery.
Yeah.
Because Harlan goes more and more crazy, Ray kills him off, which, I'm sorry, have you seen the height of these two? This battle will go like this. But it doesn't matter because the aliens search the house again and find them. What were you, looking for the kernels at the bottom of the popcorn bowl?
What the hell, man?
Is she texting someone behind your back? A single Spokio search can help you find out who she's messaging.
The two of them are caught and imprisoned with other people to be made into weed killer. Ray gets some grenades from an army truck though and manages to blow up the inside, freeing them all. Alright, it's time for the final showdown between Tom Cruise and the aliens. That was the final showdown between Tom Cruise and the aliens. Yep, that was it. Literally 2 minutes.
Yeah.
As most fans of the story know, the aliens can't survive our diseases and end up dying one by one. So, I don't think that's the part of the ending that people hate. This film, let's face it, has few to no ideas and not the most interesting characters. So you have to rely on the spectacle of either feeling like you're really there with these people or give us some cool action. The effects on the aliens, the more you see them, look increasingly fake so they don't feel real. And then the big fight with them at the end, like I said, is only a few minutes. So there's no real payoff. It'd be like if the ending of Jaws was,
"You're gonna need a bigger boat."
And then they ended it. Oh!
But there is one major payoff. Robbie's
Wow.
okay. What'd he even do?
I know,
Did he join
right?
the army? Did he just watch things go boom? Did he save anyone? Did he get back at the aliens? So many things they acted like were important suddenly aren't important.
So
He just hugs
pointless.
his dad, like, yeah, that's what it's all about. Discover that. I don't know what we discovered in this.
Nothing.
Family good, disease bad? I knew
What?
that going in, and this didn't give me a more unique point of view on it. I don't know. It's possible I'm missing something. Honestly, the original words from H.G. Wells are far more interesting and even inspiring than anything the film just gave us.
By the toll of 1 billion deaths, man had earned his immunity, for neither do men live nor die in vain.
Could you give us a film based on that writing? Oh, you just did. War of the Worlds has a lot of problems just past its ending, but there are a lot of things about it that stand out. They're just not on a spectacle level that the film needs them to be. The panic is appropriately huge and intense, but we've seen it done better. The characters are passable, but they need to be memorable. The effects are decent, but they need to look breathtakingly real. And while there's one or two ideas, there need to be a lot more. Nobody gives the impression they're half-assing anything. Everyone looks like they're giving it their all. There's just nothing new or groundbreaking, despite them breaking the ground to try and bring us something new. There's pockets of it that are quite impressive, but as a completed film about the resilience of humanity, there's ironically not a ton of humanity in it. I'm a nostalgia critic. I remember it, so you don't have to.
Wow. Well, about as boring as I remember. I mean, again, like he said, it starts off really good, really whatever, but yeah, Justin Chatwin and the aliens, they kind of, like the reveal of the aliens kind of ruins the whole experience. It's just like, why is Justin Chatwin, literally, if you had cut Justin Chatwin's character out of the movie, nothing would be impacted. Nothing would have changed. Nothing at all. I mean, damn. He accomplishes nothing. And it's like, what is the point of his outrage towards his father? I don't even remember. Oh, man. No one, this poor kid, I always said that, like, yeah, he deserved a chance, but he had a chance, and he didn't take it well. So, I don't know. What did you guys think of the movie? Do you even remember it when you watched it? Please, smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And I'll see you on the next episode.